hello, and welcome. I'm Peggy, and I'm so glad you have time to share with us today. And don't go away, because we have two really very glamorous young ladies here with me. And they have some very interesting and I think rather exciting news for all of us here in the upstate of South Carolina. And I'm so glad you came, both of you.
We are too.
And
Thank you.
Kimilee Bryant is here.
Yes.
And I'm going to, you don't even need an introduction.
This I don't know,
lady,
people might have forgotten.
I don't think so. But we're going to talk with her and then also with Candice Bryant. And you are founding, I guess you could say, a new theater company.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's different.
Yes.
Because you're reaching out not only to musical theater, drama, opera.
Yes. Right. It's never been done. Can it be done?
All under one roof. It's very exciting.
Exactly.
And you have an outreach to the whole community.
Outreach to the whole community. We have begun this year focusing to the autistic community, but by all means, we want to reach out to the entire community, regardless of age.
That's beautiful. And of course, you had quite a career. I mean, everybody knows you, so I don't really have to, I don't have to do much about that. But you were Miss South Carolina.
Yes.
1989?
89 and 90. That was the year. Yes.
And Candice, how did you get involved with this vibrant person here?
Well, a birth. This is my sister. So,
we share
pretty much
parents.
how I got.
So you really are sisters.
Yes.
Now, I did not know that.
Well, we have three brothers as well, and I'm the oldest.
I didn't
She's the
connect
youngest.
that.
Yeah, the red hair throws people
Yeah,
off. Their hair color. Yeah. If you see us in black and white photos, we actually really look alike.
So the two of you are stepping forth to bring something new that's very creative.
We think so.
And are you aiming to use only professional people?
Absolutely not.
You will have room for talented people of all ages?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, the show that we're producing this year really, really does use all ages. We need some older folks to come and audition for us. Last year we did Into the Woods, our premiere production, and so we actually had a wide range of ages in that cast as well. But this show specifically does feature some older characters, so we're excited about that. But it's a fun show for all ages to enjoy.
Is this the
Drowsy Chaperone?
This is the one you're doing.
Yes. And it was, tell us, more about it.
And this will be
Candice.
in June.
In June, yes.
Correct. The
So-
production will be in June. Our auditions will be in February.
Okay, so in February,
Coming up soon.
and you have, how many people do you need? I mean, and what age groups?
It's about
cast.
20 to 22, I think.
Yeah.
And they're all, significant roles
Yes.
too.
It's
There
an
is an
ensemble.
ensemble,
Okay.
of course, but yeah.
So we'd say around 20s, early 20s,
I mean,
ages,
we
early
could do
20s.
16 and
Yeah, we could probably
16
go
and
with teenagers as well. Up through that character
70?
70. We have a character 70,
so,
or
so
someone
you
who could
need
play
all
70.
age groups
All
because
age
you have
groups.
the parts that they have to
Right.
fill in this production.
Really nice, juicy roles. Absolutely.
Yeah. And how did you? I mean, I know you were in New York.
I was for many
a
years,
long
and
time,
Candice
you
was
did,
too.
And you did professional theater in New York.
Yes, I did Broadway for quite a while, and off Broadway. I did the Phantom of the Opera, sort of my claim to fame, because that show's still running today. In fact, it will have just
think
got
people
their
ever
big
get tired of
anniversary.
it.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. There's something it kind of is renewed for a new audience all the time, and it actually is a show that sort of has our mission because it has elements of opera, dance, theater, and drama.
And you're going to incorporate, in other words, all the art forms.
Yes, absolutely. To my knowledge, in my many years auditioning and performing in theaters across the country and across the world, really, because I also spent some time overseas, there was no company that did all three genres. So because I've been sort of a crossover artist, and I know many who are, I thought, well, why not create a company that does that? And we have so many opportunities for education within that because we can do a season of a similar or the same story, the same base story, and we could do the version of the opera version of that story, the play version of that story, and the musical version of that story. And what a great way to reach out to folks who maybe are not opera fans. But they've watched the play and now they want to say, well, maybe I'll understand the opera a little bit more if I've seen the play or I've seen the musical.
Now you're going to try to do all of this with local people?
We would like to use both local talent, up and coming professionals, and local seasoned talent
right.
because we have great talent here. But we would also like to employ professional actors from the Broadway and professional stage, focusing as much as we can on people who studied here or grew up here and went on, like myself and like Candice, who went on to do professional work. And it is a little difficult to be able to do some theater work in South Carolina because we have very few opportunities if you're
Well,
a
see,
union
this
member.
is the, this is the problem.
Yeah. So we have great training grounds. We have the Governor's School, of which she was accepted and I was a student there. We both went to the Fine Arts Center. We both got our degrees here in South Carolina, theater, and I got music. So we have these great training programs, but not as much performance opportunity to come back to your hometown or your home state and perform.
If you've gone on to do it professionally,
Yeah.
which is usually the goal of training.
You want
and
your
everything is
hometown
you
to
want to
see
go out
you.
there and do it and get that experience, and then you want to be able to come back and give back to
your
the
community.
to the training that you were given to where that came from. So theater companies locally don't necessarily have the means to go through the unions to hire professional people who are part of the acting unions. And for us, as a union member, it's against our rules to do something without that contract. So we want to be able to provide that to those.
And there are quite a few people who have gone on who were trained and grew up in South Carolina. We threw out a couple of names. Patina Miller won a Tony for Pippin. She's on the television show Madam Secretary now. Danielle Brooks, who went to ARMS program here in Greenville and Governor's School, was up for a Tony, and she's on a wildly popular Netflix show. Robert Moody and Betsy Bishop were at the Fine Arts Center with me, and they've gone on to careers in the classical world. So we want to bring those folks back. David Daniels is a world famous countertenor. Love to bring him in.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of other friends from the professional world who would love to come down and spend some time in award-winning downtown Greenville in South Carolina. I'd love to come down and do
So
things.
this is kind of a dream that you
course.
are beginning to
Yeah.
bring forth.
Yes. Yes.
And will you be able to use some talented young people in our?
Absolutely.
Will you go into the schools? For
Yes,
instance? 'Cause
yes.
we have so much talent.
Yes.
And they have to be given a chance.
Yes.
And
And we were
unfortunately-
given a chance.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the arts are the first thing that gets cut from the
Oh,
budgets and everything.
you just
so,
made my day.
yeah. So
Whenever
we've
money
gotta-
gets tight, the
That's what-
arts are the first things they cut
And-
out of schools, and it's sad.
Yeah, and it's completely just wrong.
Yes.
Because with music and theater and art, that's our culture, and
Yeah.
that's something that our
Can't live
students
without
aren't
it.
learning at all. And so, how do they communicate with someone from outside of this town and the world if they don't have that?
Yeah.
And we
background?
just did a great program Saturday night with some children from the Hope Academy and Project Hope. Project Hope is a great organization that
Tell me about it.
they're fantastic people. We've gotten to know the founders of that organization. They do outreach and therapy and school for those on the autism spectrum. Now their school includes children that are not on the autism spectrum. So they have children in class that are and who are not, so that they're together, learning together. And it is an atmosphere of inclusion. So they're taught from a very young age to be accepting and understanding and to learn about people with disabilities or who learn differently. And so the theater has always been a place of inclusion, diversity, no matter what the color of your skin is or if you're in a wheelchair. So we thought, what a great way to start our outreach program or to focus our outreach program. So we started going in November to the Hope Academy, teaching, beginning with the kindergarten and first graders.
So you actually go into the
Yes,
academy.
we have been there.
And work with these
Yes,
children.
they are tremendous. And we just had a performance January 14th downtown Greenville where they came and were the stars of our show. Candice did the choreography. We went in and gave them some vocal warm-ups and some exercises and taught them a routine. They just stole the show. I performed, and I'm a Broadway seasoned professional, and I'm sure they stole the show from me, which I'm very happy to do. It's their time. It's their time. So we had a great time, and we hope to continue that. And not only with 5, 6, 7-year-olds, but with 16-year-olds and with 25-year-olds.
And particularly with the autistic community, it's a way to help them find new avenues of communication, because that's sometimes an issue with those, is in expressing themselves and communicating with others in these social atmospheres. So that's a way that frees them to do that. And Kimilee was talking about earlier with you, our first production of Into the Woods, we had a young man on the spectrum, and he talks about how much theater and music helped him come out of that and be able to
Because
express
many
himself.
times these people, they're held back by
Yeah.
their own, they're afraid.
Yeah. Well, they're afraid or they don't know how to connect. It's just part of their makeup. It's an eye contact thing.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a,
Yeah.
it's a connection. And with this particular young actor, he's only 16 years old. When we're on stage together, because I had scenes with him, and I actually teach him on a weekly basis. When we're engaged in an improvisational exercise or on stage, and Candice was on stage with him too, he has such connection. He's such a really talented up-and-coming actor, 16
Now,
years
do
old.
you plan to go into the schools? as
Yes,
such?
yes, absolutely.
You've done it already.
We've already
Yes.
been doing
But
it.
you want to expand
we
We
would
want to
love
this.
to
expand,
continue
and we do need some funding to be able to do that, because it's
All right, so now when you go into the schools, would you go as a group of people and perform in the school,
We can
or
do
would
both.
you
We can
use
go
the
and-
talent that is in the school
we can
and train
teach.
them?
We can do both. We can do both. I have been as soon as I came back to Greenville, which was 2015 in March and April. I started going into schools then, and at that time I let them ask me questions about Broadway and about the career, and then we watched a little video of maybe a performance I did, and then I sang something. So I performed with them. But Candice has already been into schools with a production. So tell us about it.
I've done artist in residency programs as well, where we go in for about a week-long session, and we have classes all week and let them work up to doing a little show at the end of the week in their school. So there's that way of doing it. Then they can come audition for our shows as well. And with the autistic outreach education, that would be certain different schools. But also with our production, we would like to make them autistic friendly, which is something they've started to do on Broadway as well. And specifically, Phantom just did that.
Yeah.
So
So I'm going to be calling the stage manager there at Phantom and find out exactly we have an idea of what needs to be done, lighting and sound and some acting choices. But I'm going to find out exactly what they've done, because some of my friends who are actors in the show have been on social media saying what a wonderful experience it was for them to take part in that performance.
Well, do you, I know this is just all in the beginning stages.
Yes.
But do you plan to have a place that is going to be your place in Greenville, like the
That
little
is-
theater? Or
yes.
is this your dream?
That is
would
the
be- yes.
dream. So is anyone,
That
if
you
anyone
will
has
have a
land
theater.
they want
Yes.
to donate.
That you will have a
Yes.
theater.
We would like to do that, absolutely. That is our dream. Now, for now, we will be using another venue.
Okay, so
we
right
need-
now you're able to move around.
Yes, exactly. And we're used to
We're
that.
the
We are the
gypsy
gypsy
players.
players. There we are. We're the gypsies, and that's what actors are known as,
Sure,
as
okay.
gypsies. So, but our dream is to have our own space. Absolutely.
Have your own space and be able to do your own productions and use a variety of talent in all
Yes,
ages
yes.
from every walk of life.
Absolutely.
So they don't all have to be union card carrying
No.
professional people.
No,
Not at all.
No, but
And-
we
and
want
if
to
you
could
can-
help them
if you
get
can
there if
reach
that's
into-
what they
When I
need.
think about these young people, they're so filled with talent.
Yeah.
And they're all over in our schools.
Yeah.
If you can create a way for them to latch on to some of
yeah,
this.
of course.
That's
well,
what you
and
need to do.
To be on Broadway, you do have to be a card-carrying
Of
union
course you do.
professional.
Yes, I know
so,
that.
But so what we want to do is bring some of those folks down here to work alongside, and this is how you do it if this is what you're interested in.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll learn, hey, I've got talent, but I don't think I want to do that.
All
I
right.
think I want to bloom where I'm planted, and that's okay too. We
Or,
need that.
or maybe they do want to do it and don't know how to go out there
That's right.
and try
We're
to
going to
get
go
some.
to a quick break and we'll be right back, okay?